What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Welcome to a video where it's kind of a little bit different, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about the inclusion now of motorbikes in Need for Speed. Very, very strange, because this is something very, very new, and we don't really have a lot of games that are doing this now. So this could be either a big W or a big L from Need for Speed. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're now including motorbikes in it. If you guys have seen the newest trailer for the new volume for Need for Speed Unbound, they've shown a BMW S1000. I don't know which one it is. S1000R, S1000RR, whatever it is, that the bike that they showed in it. I know it's a BMW S1000 anyway. But basically, they showed the bike in the trailer, and it's riding around, and that's pretty much it. You just get like a little bit of a snippet of it. I'll put it up on the screen as well so you guys can see what I'm talking about. If you want to see the full video, you can go ahead and watch it on Need for Speed's YouTube channel. Also, if you want to go check out my IRL channel where I upload a bunch of IRL car stuff, plus a new video that I uploaded just the other day, go click that in the description box below if you want to check that out. Anyway, so motorbikes in a lot of car games never really made it like mainstream. Now, one game, or one, I guess, series or franchise of games that has done a pretty good job with it was The Crew. And that's what I'm playing in the background right now. I'm playing The Crew. So, in The Crew Motorfest, obviously they included a bunch of bikes that we had from The Crew 2, and then obviously a few more that they've added in this game as well. So, as you can see, the inclusion of bikes in this game makes perfect sense because you can have different vehicles that you're playing with, right? You can fly a helicopter, you can fly a plane, you can drive a boat, you can drive cars in this game, hovercrafts, all sorts of things. So bikes make perfect sense in this game. Need for Speed is a car game. It always has been. I don't know if there has been any Need for Speeds way back when where they actually had bikes in the game. I don't know, you guys can definitely correct me, but now they've brought it in this new Need for Speed Unbound game, and I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like they've kind of moved away from it. To be honest though, if done correctly, I think motorbikes in car games could work very well together. Forza, I feel, is missing a massive market there. I feel like they could do some really, really good stuff if they add motorbikes in the Forza games. Forza Horizon anyway. I feel like Forza Motorsport is very, you know, track racy, like, you know, for cars. It's a little bit weird there because the driving physics for the bikes, or riding physics, I guess, for the bikes have to be slightly different, especially when racing on a track. And you have to get those pretty spot on if you want to make it as, you know, as realistic as you can, right? There's only one game that I remember that they've had somewhat a little bit of a success, even though the game wasn't really that massive. And I've made a video on the channel before because I was sponsored, and I also kind of just wanted to check it out anyway, regardless, way back in the day when they released one of these games. I'm pretty sure the game was called Ride. Ride was like a Forza but with bikes. So you had like customization, you had like I'm pretty sure you had customization, but you had loads of bikes in that game, obviously, and I feel like it was a really, really well-made game. I just feel like the following around bikes is not as crazy as the following around cars, if that makes sense. I feel like there's a much more interesting and much more of a variety when it comes to cars than it is when you come to bikes, even though, and someone that is a car person might not be a bike person. So adding bikes to a game might bring on like a different set of audience, right? Like some people that only like bikes, they'll bring them over onto the car game. But for the people that only like cars, will they go off and try to ride bikes and stuff like that? Maybe they'll try it, but I don't think they have like that much of an interest to have bikes in games. So I feel like with these car-focused games, having bikes in them, I don't know if it's the best idea. I feel like I said it could be a very good idea if done correctly, if the handling physics are good and all that sort of stuff, but if it's done in Need for Speed style where the handling physics are horrendous, to say the least, I don't know how that's going to fit in with the bike world. Maybe they've done a really good job with the bike physics, I don't know, we'll have to see. Well, actually I won't have to see because I can't play the game, because for whatever reason Need for Speed Unbound on the PC for me is absolutely broken. I've tried reinstalling it, I've used different hard drives, I've had even different system components in my PC, I've had different CPU, different graphics card, different everything, and it still doesn't work the way it should. I feel like every single time I play the game, I launch it, about 10 minutes later the game just turns off, just crashes and turns off. It doesn't give me any sort of warning. It doesn't like lag out or anything like that. It just cuts the game. That's it. And it does it every single time. There is no way to fix this. Apparently, there's some interference with the game engine and the system components that I have on my PC. It doesn't want it to run for more than 10 minutes. I don't know what the deal is. Apparently, I've seen some people on Reddit saying that they've downscaled or downgraded their CPU just so they can run this game, and then it works. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to downclock my CPU just so I can play Need for Speed Unbound. I'm sorry. I've tried it. I've literally downloaded it the other day, and I was like, hopefully, maybe there was a patch that came out, because I haven't played the game in many months, or even like definitely over a year at this point, where it actually worked correctly. And I was like, maybe they patched it. Maybe they fixed this issue. Maybe they patched it. They didn't. It just still crashed anyway, so I wasn't actually able to play it. I wanted to catch up a little bit, you know, have some money and stuff like that, and, you know, by the time Volume 9 comes out, and I can play with the bike and maybe make a video for you guys. But I can't, because the game just still doesn't work. So, lesson learned. I'm never buying a Need for Speed game on the PC again. I'll just end up buying it on the console, I guess. But because everything for me is on the PC, I just ended up getting it on the PC at the time. But it worked perfectly fine. That's the thing. Every Need for Speed up until this point worked perfectly fine. Even Need for Speed Unbound worked perfectly fine. For the first few months, maybe the first year, the game worked great, and I was still playing it. I was making like a little bit of content on it every now and then, and it worked fine. And then for whatever reason, I don't know what changed, but it just now doesn't want to run properly anymore. So it's very weird. But this was mainly what the video was going to be about. Just the bikes now being in Need for Speed. What are your thoughts on it? Is this a win? Is this an L? Like, what do you guys think? I feel like Need for Speed has a lot more things to worry about than adding bikes into the game. But I feel like at least that they're trying, right? They have Volume 9, which is their 9th, like, big update. I think the game has been out now for 2 years. Am I correct in saying that? So they've had 9 major updates, or 9 updates in this game where in 2 years. So I don't know if bikes are gonna be the biggest thing. I feel like with the stuff that they've added into the game, it's not enough for someone like me, for example, to come back and play it. I feel like there's so many few different things that they ended up changing in the game. Also, in this trailer, if you've noticed, is they kind of lost all of their little extra graphics and stuff like that they've added on. The little like animated kind of graphics that they added onto the game, which they kind of plastered all over Need for Speed Unbound. If you watch the trailer closely, you don't see any of that on any of the cars. They've gotten rid of every single one of those extra graphics on your screen. So it's like they're kind of trying to backtrack and say, oh, maybe we shouldn't have made this thing very cartoony like this, and maybe we should have just made it like a normal Need for Speed. Honestly, I think Need for Speed Heat was one of the best ones that they've released. But I definitely do think that they need like a new engine and new everything, because from Need for Speed 2015, so almost 10 years, the games have been running, I'm pretty sure, on the exact same engine. They all pretty much play the exact same as Need for Speed 2015 and look pretty much the exact same as Need for Speed 2015. So it's insane to think that this Need for Speed Unbound game is basically the same game, but with slightly different, you know, maybe slightly different or better graphical changes. But overall, I feel like some people were saying that Need for Speed 2015 looks better than Unbound. Overall, it still plays the exact same as Need for Speed 2015. So the main thing for me is that they fix this game and make it better. Make it so, first of all, it works for everybody, and also make it so the driving physics don't feel horrible. Because every time I play that game, I remember the driving physics are horrendous to play with. So the driving physics are terrible, so I don't know what the riding physics are going to be like. I'm going to watch a few videos when this game comes out, or sorry, when this update comes out, so we'll see what sort of handling physics the bikes have in this game. Probably Black Panther's going to make a video or two on the bike, of course, because he loves the Need for Speed franchise, which he's allowed to do, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, he's probably going to make some content there, so maybe check out his videos when the bikes come out, and check out and see what the handling physics are like on the bike, because they could be very questionable. If we have any reference to go off of with the car handling physics, the bike handling physics could be very, very questionable. Regardless, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is just a short little video, kind of like a little conversational type video. Let me know down in the comments below what do you think. Should car games include motorbikes in them from now on, or do you think there's no point because there's not that big of a fan base? Or do you think there should be more games out there that release for people that love bikes. So maybe, you know, something like a Forza Horizon type game, or a crew type game, I guess, like this, but with open world and just, you know, a bunch of different types of bikes. I don't know. Could be kind of interesting to hear what you guys think of that. But yeah, anyway, that's it. See you guys later. Goodbye.